Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Xenonauts 2, Early Access, Milestone 4, where today we've got a bit of a problem in the form of UFO 31 here. The first abductor to fly close enough for us to actually intercept it on the world map. And full disclosure, this is actually the second time I'm starting this episode, because the first time we immediately went after it, and I'll tell you, it did not go well. Sadly, this does seem to mark the point where our original Angel interceptors are becoming completely obsolete. Because this thing, I'll tell you, it completely outclasses anything we've seen thus far. Massive firing arc, homing projectiles, but perhaps most notably, nigh impenetrable armor. Something like 50 armor, 300 hull. So yeah, our Angels never stood a chance, even on manual. It tore them apart. So, you know, rather than actually cripple Exo like that right off the bat, I went ahead and rolled back. I mean, normally I wouldn't do that, but we are in early access, so, you know, we'll call that a freebie, considering we've gone through like 4 major rebalance patches since we started. But we do now know that we basically just need to sit back and let these guys do their thing until we've got these new Phantoms up and running, which should just be a few weeks, like 3-4 weeks. So once again, just pushing up the clock, trying to survive long enough to finish a few more projects. Let's just hope we don't lose Asia in the interim. Oh good, we've got a second abductor also over Asia. That's great. That's exactly what we wanted. Oh wow, yeah, this is not looking good. Even with the rollback, we might be in trouble here. Oh, hold on. Wow, okay, so one of the abductors just landed, which does make sense. It must be getting ready to set up an abduction mission. I mean, that's not what I was planning on doing today. I was kind of hoping we could just ride out till payday, then get these new projects going, but yeah, I mean, we can't afford to not do this. We'll swoop out there, we'll see if we can take this thing out, and hopefully come back with a bunch of salvage, plus potentially some new tech. Shoot, I wish I'd been paying more attention. I'm not sure which one landed. One had civilians, the other had wraiths. But I'm not sure which this is. So we'll go in full bore with Phoenix. I don't want to take any chances here. To those who are about to die, etc., etc. Man, this might be rough. Especially since this is a landing site, not a crash site. So we're facing a full crew complement. The base crew should be familiar threats, but given that it's a specialty ship, I do suspect we'll see some heavier foes, possibly all the way up to cyber drones. Alright, here we go. And we've got Sebs, which is just fine with me. That's definitely the safer of our two options. Though we do still need Wraith corpses as well, so I mean, I guess that would have been acceptable. It just also would have been more perilous. No other threats in immediate view. Let's lose the tail. Target out. Let's get Aaron covered. Oh, shoot. What? Okay, we've got something new. I think that might be a chrysalid. Those things were a nightmare back in classic XCOM. We'll see how fast it moves. Just gotta peek through those windows. Oh! Well, yeah, glad I did that. Wyvern! Nice. Can we actually stun these things? Hi. Okay, I think we can stun them, but we also have a third one in the corner over here. Let's go for a live cap, then we'll kill the rest. Nice. Okay, yes, perfect. And yes, these are Reapers. I do vaguely recall them from Xenonauts 1. Let's see if we can drop number 3 over there. I mean, on the bright side, they do seem very, very frail. 60 health, no armor. Lucas? Nice. Okay, off to a pretty good start here. Check out back. Looks clear. A bit more scattered than I'd like, but we had to work quick to deal with the immediate threats. Reaper on approach. Didn't actually get that far. Teleporter, Mentarch. Which, right, does make sense. This is a landing site, not a crash site. The Mentarch was guaranteed to survive. And we've got Mantids. Which means we do need to be more careful because they do not have the accuracy, malice that Sebs do. We'll maintain defensive posture. Though we do need to clear the Reaper. Nice, nice. Fall back. And that'll do it. Still have the Mantid on right, though, so let's set up accordingly. Oh. And Reaper number 4. Okay, noted. Shoot, I'm not sure we can actually kill that one, but it might not reach us. I feel like it's pretty close, but we'll just have to chance it. I mean, we don't really have much choice. Nice. Seb coming in on right. Oh, shit. Okay, just caught some friendly there. And lovely. Perfect. I think that was Bowman. Mantid bleeding out. Holy crap, Eddie took a nasty hit there. I want to say that was Lucas, but, you know, I'm not pointing any fingers here. On the bright side, Addie is a tank, so even dinged, she's still rocking a pretty hefty health pool. Nice tag. And there goes our cover. But certainly better the crate than one of us. Addie, smoke these fools. Double cap, fantastic. Shield still holding. Let's reposition Rook. Get that left fringe covered. And I think just hold? Pretty quiet out here all of a sudden. Let's hold for a few more rounds, maintain defensive posture. I will freely admit, I am very nervous now that we have Reapers in the mix. Though, I will say, the first few going down so easy does go away towards alleviating that fear. Still, best to take this one slow, I think. Hold. There we go. Civilian officer coming in on left. No visual, but threat definitely logged. We'll shuffle positions, prep for incoming. Nice, nice. Target's back in hiding, but Rook tagged him pretty hard. And he's right over there. Though I see no benefit in going after him, we'll hold. And down he goes. Fantastic. I think that was Lucas and Rook. Yeah, I mean, we've got some pretty solid coverage here. Landing zone pretty well secured. I'm loath to give it up. But we do need to push the ship at some point. So I'll tell you what. Let's give it a couple more rounds, see if any more roamers come our way. Then we'll start pushing. And what did I say? That's why we hold. Oh, shit. Okay, double manted. Addy, how's that chill doing? Oof. Yeah. Nice. That's an easy cap. How about this one? That one's a mite bit trickier. Oh, I hate scragging that capture. That's a good 15, 20k right there. Okay, well, first things first. Let's clear this guy. Oh! What? Why? Ah, I see. Alas, Amartya thwarted by the infamous glass ceiling. And let's try that again. Nice, there we go. Though I am very amused by those windows going out, even though we're clearly throwing well above them. Yeah, sorry, Seb. We gotta slow this guy down. Cold-blooded, but nothing you're not used to, I'm sure. Okay, yes, we will absolutely take that. Right, I believe enemy performance does degrade with damage, so in theory that grenade may have made the difference between hitting cover and hitting one of our guys. So in theory, that move did help us. Yeah, just take him out. And manted clear. Aaron's stuck, so might as well start expanding our zone. I would like to hold for another round or two, but we should at least start prepping to advance. Especially since we've lost pretty much all our cover out on center. But it served us well. Honestly, aside from the friendly, we are doing quite well. And back to unsettling silence. Alright, okay. You know, I'm actually very tempted to hold for another few rounds, but I am also getting a bit antsy. So you know what? Let's start pushing up on the ship. We'll use this building here as cover. Oh, target in sight. Manted. Everyone down. Also, we've got train tracks over there. That implies that is not where the ship is landed. But we're already on this approach, so we'll stay the course. Take it right to the edge. And Rook on rear. Hold. Okay, Manted's loath to go off track. That does complicate our approach. I was really hoping it would rush. Let's wrap around. We'll take an angled approach. Try not to give it any easy shots on us. Yeah, this should work just fine. We'll push up the alley here. Try to get ourselves to that wall. Oh, there he is. Okay, so he is getting closer. Well, in that case, let's take a slightly more cautious footing. Yeah, that should be fine. Oh, and we have a Seb. Seb elite on approach. Oh, you. Of course. Yeah, you know, the second I moved him there, I realized that was a mistake. Holy crap, that did come very close, but it's fine. We're fine. Flashbang out. On the bright side, that's pretty much guaranteed to net Mark a Crimson Heart, assuming he doesn't already have one, which, let's be honest, is a distinct possibility. Revenge! Oh, okay. Manted out. That was a perfectly framed shot. Seb is slightly more problematic. Oh, okay. That's a promising start. Stun at 22. Let's keep Wyvernacular in reserve. We'll try to lean on the rest first. But if too many of these shots have missed, then this guy will also be missed. You know what? It's not worth the risk. We don't know what else is out there. That's another 15k down the drain, but it is what it is. Seems quiet. How we looking out there? Rail yard, fairly empty. Pushing up. Oh, and... Yep, and what did I say? We've got a Mantid in back. Alright, push up, hug cover. Really hoping that container's not explosive, but I guess we'll find out. We've got Punny on point, so I'm assuming the Mantid will go for her. And hopefully leave itself exposed in the process. Yep. Just as expected. And there is our ship. Back left. Wow, that's a big one. I would not have classified that as medium, but I guess it's all relative. Grenade out? Or, well, no, never mind. Yeah, that seems about right. Sniper? Okay. Nice. That will do. I think Punny's got it from here. Oh, shoot. And you know what? In retrospect, I could have definitely taken that Seb out with a smoke, too. It's because his health was displaying as 24, but I forgot that we'd previously tagged him for like 20 stun. Smoke would have pushed it over. But it's fine. Maybe Wiv will pull an extra +1 from it or something. As long as everyone survives, I've got no real complaints. Stay on track. Okay, looks pretty clear. Check left. Oof, yeah, okay, that's problematic. We have a Mentarch Elite lurking in the front loading bay. So I think what we'll do here is push everyone up behind the wall over here. Make sure everyone stays out of line of sight. And then ultimately we're going to have Punny finish scouting the tracks. And then circle wide and see if that door still works. Because if it does, then yes, that will make for a much easier approach. Well, no, it must work. This was a landing, not a crash. In theory, the ship should be completely undamaged. So yeah, barring some unexpected twist, that is exactly what we'll do. And just in case, hold. We've got multiple enemies on the ship. We can hear them moving around. But that's no real surprise. Looks pretty clear. I mean, in theory, we could try... No, let's stick with the plan. Train yard's clear. Clear back here as well. Punny can probably reach that next round. Oh, I'm so tempted to move some people out to support. We'll bring the snipers up. We'll have them cover the field. Watch the door at an angle. Just in case. And we'll bring up some of our squad to support Punny, just in case things go sideways. I think my biggest concern with the original plan was that it meant massively overextending Punny, which in theory should be safe, but on the off chance enemies suddenly decided to push out, then she would be stranded and stuck handling it solo, while the rest of the squad moved up. This makes it a bit easier to compensate if things do go sideways. Okay, hold. Multiple teleporters. me just get that door. Hey, okay. Safer approach. Well, not safe, but safer. It's all relative. No, let's keep points banked just in case. All right, hold. That is a lot of teleporters. Set up on door. Prep for breach. Shields up front. Shotties right behind for reflex fire. Long arms angled off on sides. Snipers are still rocking default armor. Let's get a medic on each side. Okay. Well. Okay, we're good. Somehow we are good. Man, of all the rounds for a Reaper to suddenly rush, just had to be that one, huh? Thank goodness we had those shotties at the ready. Not to mention, it really leaves us in a good spot with this Mentark, which is the main thing I was worried about. Oh, wow. Mentark out? Which actually should give us enough to do Mentark analysis tier 2. Hold. Oh my goodness. Target out. So do Reapers just, like, detect life forms that are nearby? We're gonna have to, autopsy and observe on that sooner rather than later. It feels way too convenient that they both came running the second we camped out front. But, on the bright side, we now know shields do, in fact, block melee attacks. Which is good to know. Especially if it turns out that their melee attacks are also poisonous. But again, we'll have to analyze some to find out for sure, because I would much rather not find out in the field. Let's hold at the door for a bit, see if anything else comes running. We killed their Mentarch. They're not going anywhere without it. Huh. Teleporter pad's dead center. Oh, wait. Is this... Oh my goodness, this ship is 3 stories tall. Oh boy. Okay, well this is going to be interesting. Hold. Multiple teleporters, at least 2 moving around, but not on ground level. The question being, do they ever come down this far, or are they programmed to stay up there? Oh, no, there we go. Okay, so that was definitely someone coming to the ground floor. Seb non-com, take him out. Target out, lockdown. So it is in our best interest to just hang out here for a few more rounds. The folks who are moving around will theoretically eventually end up on the ground floor, at which point we can peek and pop. There we go. Peek. Manted non-com. I like, target out. I like how they're all looking towards the dead Mentarch, like they've just come down to investigate, and we caught them unawares as they were trying to puzzle out exactly what was transpiring. Sort of a reverse horror situation. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll just hold. I mean, I suppose this really doesn't make for the most exciting viewing, but like I said last time, these doors, these are easily some of our most valuable tactical tools. I mean, I am loath to suggest ways they could potentially fix that, but one that immediately springs to mind, for example, is to only allow a door to be interacted with once per round, opened or closed, but not both. That would make for a much more perilous approach. Let's give it another round. Alright, I feel like we've loitered long enough. Let's go ahead and push in. Though, carefully, of course, we know we've got at least one more moving around. Shields on point, shotties behind. Long arms on sides. We'll lock down those 2 side doors. Keep eyes on the central pad. I will say, though, if I were just playing this on my own time, I would have no qualms about just chilling out in the entryway for another 10 or 12 turns, waiting for the rest of the crew to just come walking into our crosshairs. Except for the officer, of course. We would eventually have to go in for them. I suppose that's... And again, I am loath to suggest ways they could pressure the player to be less careful. But I suppose once you breach a ship, they could, like, start a takeoff timer. The officer stays up top, so I mean, if the player doesn't take them out fast enough, or disable the engine, or potentially kill the Mentarch. Though I suppose that would get a bit complicated, because a lot of what happens afterwards would depend on the exact condition of both the ship and its crew. Like, if the Mentarch's dead, obviously they're stuck in this dimension. If the engine's damaged, if all the pilots are dead, you know, they might take off only to crash again some distance away. I don't know. It could be interesting, but yeah, it's almost certainly too much work to really be worth implementing. Especially given general loathing of timers regardless. Okay, that's long enough. Clear sides? Oop. Sides clear. Let's bring about half our squad to this side. We'll push up next round. Right. Guess we're doing this the hard way. Rotate. There we go. Seb non-com, Seb elite. And a bloody exam table. Oh my. So, right, I guess we will not be finding those missing abductees. Actually, I suppose in retrospect, we already kind of did. That's probably what the cleaner soldiers were. Flashbang out. And clear the room. Non-com out. Oh, and go for cap. $16 points left. 5. Nope, don't. Gosh dang it. Oh, Mark. It's fine. Just hang out there for a sec, bud. Target out. No cap, but we'll take it. Yeah, I'm gonna be careful with those corners. I'm used to our guys being able to pass diagonally between each other, but that does not necessarily work when they're diagonally placed with impassable terrain. Okie dokie, let's take command. Seb Officer and Manted Elite. Oh boy. Too far apart for a single flash. Can't teleport back down without provoking. Manted's covering left, Seb Officer on right. Okay, let's do this. Pop the Manted. Manted out. Provoke. Oh, okay. Seb is now faced away from Aaron. Seb is now faced away from Punny. Bowman on standby. Clear the pad. Point blank. And go for cap. There we go. Yeah, they can't actually reflex attack if you attack from outside their line of sight, but they will turn towards the source of the attack. That is something I really have to get used to, because it is another very exploitable tactic. Forcing enemies to turn away and expose their blind spots to other well-positioned allies. Oh, that's new. Distinguished Service Medal. For completing 10 missions during their career. Shout out to Mark Giemza, the first raider to apparently survive 10 missions. Congrats, buddy. Here's hoping at least a few others survive long enough to join you. Aside from that, lots of solid gains. Ooh, alien surgical table. That's intriguing. Right, the bloody table we saw. Not to mention, of course, the new Reapers. Alright, let's get this up back to base. Give it a gander. I am particularly curious about that surgery table. Advanced alloys? I'm not going to lie, that is not what I was expecting to get from a surgery table. But, sure. I have to assume that's a placeholder. Allows us to create more advanced soldier equipment and aircraft designs. Yeah, I mean, that... That has to be some sort of placeholder. Also, aircraft designs, does that mean... Well, no, we literally just unlocked Tier 2 interceptors. They wouldn't already give us Tier 3, would they? You know what? We might have to do this one next, just to see what it gives us. Because if it does unlock Tier 3 aircrafts, then there's no point in us wasting too much time on Tier 2. Ah, yes, and also... UFO Abductor. The Abductor is a medium-sized UFO that is almost 60 meters in length. It appears primarily designed to maximize usable internal space, but is also equipped with heavy armor and a powerful engine array. As the name implies, the Abductor is most commonly encountered gathering unfortunate victims to be transported back to the alien homeworld. It is well adapted for this task, equipped with a large number of specimen tubes to house captured humans or other life forms during the mission. Additionally, several surgical tables are located among these specimen tubes. The exact purpose of these devices is unknown, but perhaps not difficult to imagine. Laboratory testing confirms that traces of human blood are present on all recovered tables. Despite their significant bulk, these vessels are exceptionally fast. At maximum speed, they are faster than an observer. Thankfully, their poor turning circle means this does not translate to meaningful combat maneuverability. Strong disagree there. However, the most impressive feature of the Abductor is its durability. Although the hull itself is not heavily reinforced, this craft has so much armor that few weapons can scratch it. Finding some method of breaking or penetrating this armor appears the only realistic path to victory. Yes, and that I will agree with. As I discovered between episodes, these things completely outclass the interceptors. That armor is nigh impenetrable to lower tier weapons, and the angels, unfortunately, just aren't maneuverable enough to stay out of its way. The turning arc is actually very swift. Or at least the turning arc in conjunction with the abductor beam swivel. Once it locked on, it was almost impossible to get the interceptors back out of its line of fire. Especially with those homing torpedoes dropping every round. But regardless, we are on our way to getting our Tier 2 interceptors into play. Though we'll also need to do up new weapons for them as well, since otherwise they'll still run into the same issue with magnetic weapons just kind of bouncing off that thick armor plating. So, you know, maybe we should do laser weapons before we rush that advanced alloy project. Advanced explosives, too. Which would have the added benefit of also giving our ground troops new toys to play with. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now. I will consider our next moves. And we will pick up here next time. Another day, another alien escalation, but we're still keeping everyone alive. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the Patreon, the PayPal, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.